Okay, so choosing an estate planning attorney, it can feel like a huge, overwhelming task, right? But honestly, it's one of the most important decisions you'll ever make for your family. This isn't just about shuffling papers. It's about making a really wise, really loving choice to protect everything you've worked for. So let's break down the 6 most common mistakes people make so you can sidestep them completely.
So, forgive me for being blunt here, but I'm going to give it to you straight. No confusing legal jargon. This whole explainer is about getting to the simple, unvarnished truth. Because when your family's security is on the line, the last thing you need is confusion. You deserve total clarity. Before we dive into the mistakes, let's just quickly set the stage on why this matters so much. See, proper estate planning isn't just about a stack of documents that kicks in when you're gone. It's a profound act of protection for your life right now, for your assets, for your kids, and honestly, for your own peace of mind.
I mean, think about it. The emotional stakes are just incredibly high. Getting this right means your family is cared for, your legacy is secure. But getting it wrong? Well, that can lead to so much conflict and heartbreak right when your family is at its most vulnerable.
All right, let's dive into the first two big mistakes. They both circle around this whole cost versus value thing. It's so tempting to look for the cheap option, but as you're about to see, the hidden dangers in those so-called deals can be absolutely devastating.
First up, a mistake that so many well-intentioned people make, especially in our click and buy world.
You see these DIY legal websites everywhere. They look so easy, so cheap, but here's the thing. Behind that slick interface, there are some really serious risks that can end up costing your family a fortune down the road. And this right here, this slide just lays it all out. It's this idea of false security versus genuine peace of mind. Those online docs, they feel like you've checked a box, but they often create a total mess that a real lawyer has to clean up later, costing way more time, stress, and money. A true professional, though, not only stops those problems before they start, but can often find hidden savings you never even knew existed. Okay, so that brings us right to mistake number two. And yeah, this one's also about money, but it's about the professional you do end up hiring. And this is what I call the hourly billing trap. This is when you choose a lawyer who either charges you for every minute they're on the phone, or, on the flip side, they lure you in with a flat fee that just seems way too good to be true. Both are huge red flags. Think about it like this. When you're paying by the hour, you could literally be paying for your lawyer's learning curve. And those surprise bills? Oof, nobody wants that. A proper all-in comprehensive flat fee, on the other hand, gives you total certainty. You know exactly what you're paying for, a complete quality service, not some corner-petting transaction. So, how can you tell the difference? You gotta ask the right questions. Seriously, ask any potential attorney these things directly. Their answers are going to tell you everything you need to know about their business model and whether they're really focused on your family's long-term security. Okay, we've talked a lot about money. Let's shift gears now and talk about the plan itself. Because the next two mistakes are all about making sure the thing you create will actually work when your family needs it to. And this brings us to mistake number three. And honestly, this one is so common, it's scary. It's the reason millions of families have plans that just plain won't work. This is a huge one, treating your estate plan like a one-and-done deal. You get the documents made, you stick them in a drawer, and you never think about them again. But life doesn't work that way, right? Your assets change, laws change, your family changes. An outdated plan is a failed plan. So what's the fix? Well, you've got to find an advisor who sees this as an ongoing relationship, not a one-time sale. You should actively look for a firm that offers some kind of maintenance or membership program. This is what ensures your plan stays up to date and actually works when it counts. All right, let's talk about mistake number four. And I've got to tell you, this one might just be the most important of them all. It really gets to the very heart of what your legacy is all about. It's wild. Nearly every traditional estate plan makes this gigantic mistake. They focus 100% on your financial stuff, your money, your property, but they totally ignore what might be your family's most precious asset of all, your intangible wealth. And this slide says it all, doesn't it? Financial wealth is what you have, but your intangible wealth, your values, your stories, your life lessons, that's who you are. And the crazy truth is, without those values to guide them, financial wealth often vanishes in a generation or two. A great plan passes down both. So just take a second here and really think about this. Forget the numbers for a minute. When you think about your legacy, what's truly the most important thing for you to pass on?
All right, we're rounding the corner here with the last two mistakes. And these are all about the human element, the actual relationship you have with your lawyer. Remember, you're not just hiring a document preparer. You're looking for a trusted advisor for life. So the last two mistakes, 5 and 6, really boil down to one thing: finding the right fit. On one hand, you've got to avoid lawyers who just provide bad service. We're talking unreturned calls, surprise bills, that kind of thing. And on the other hand, you absolutely have to avoid hiring a generalist, someone who just dabbles in estate planning, instead of a true specialist who lives and breathes this stuff.
Okay, so we've seen all the pitfalls. Now let's flip it around. What does the right advisor actually look like? Let's put everything we've learned together into a simple checklist to help you make that wise and loving choice. So here it is. This is your checklist. A true trusted advisor offers comprehensive flat fees, so there are no surprises. They provide ongoing plan reviews to keep everything current. They focus on your whole family wealth, the money and the meaning, and they have a culture of amazing service and deep expertise.
And that brings us to our final thought. As you start this whole process, I want you to ask yourself this one powerful question, because your answer, well, that's what's going to guide you to the right person and help you create a plan that's not just about your money, but about your love and your true legacy.